Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Eastern Caribbean. You see, we got a couple more engines on our plane today. This is the KLM 747-800. This is not the version, of course, that they actually flew into Princess Juliana, but that's what we're doing today. I have always wanted to do this, and today just kind of happened to work out. So we're coming down right now over top of St. Barths. Pretty spectacular view. You can see St. Maarten there in the background, just above the plane, and Anguilla up to the upper right here. So, really hustling to get down here. There's the airport right there. How cool is that? Let's see here. Everything looking good. Trying to slow the airplane down now. Let's see, what are we going to be at? 728, let's call it. Alright. Okay. Things are looking pretty good. Bring out the first degree of flaps. I really like having this flaps indication right over here. It's great. Gives you a very good visual indication of where your flaps are, and there you can see Anguilla coming into view. Go flaps 5. don't know why it doesn't really want to do VNAV, but whenever I click VNAV, it just goes into VNAV hold mode, which I do not, or altitude hold mode, which I really don't want. It's like the opposite of what I want right now. So Juliana traffic, KLM 789 Heavy is about 20 miles to the northeast inbound runway 10, Princess Juliana. So then you can just reach over. With your Honeycomb Bravo, there's no indents, right? Unless you buy the whatchamacallit, kind of the add-on. The add-on throttle levers. And I'm not going to do that, so let's see, minimums here are 700. Let's see if we can get it to make some sense here. Speaking of the autopilot, and it just doesn't want to, so what we're gonna do, it just does not want to follow a VNAV profile, so I would just accept that and live with it. What I would really like is VNAV path mode, but clearly I'm not gonna get it, so we shall take what we got. Okay, 5 miles from Trinky. Okay, we got our VRF speeds in, we got the minimums in. We are descending. Okay. Seatbelts on. Landing lights on. All the other lights are on, all good. Princess Juliana traffic, KLM 789 heavy is Trinky inbound, RNAV runway 10, Princess Juliana. So, it's not exactly what I was looking for, but we'll take it. All right, Atma is 17 miles in front of us. So, okay, now we're in hold mode, altitude hold mode. Now let's see if we hit VNAV, what it might do. Alright, we're 14 miles from Atma. I should be able to load or activate the approach. But it's now at least giving me it's at least giving me some FMC speed indications and control here, which is good. Atman at 2600, Avaki at 2600. So this is gonna be a slow 20 miles right here. For what this airplane usually does anyway. This airplane has an unbelievable amount of power. I actually flew, this is the end of a flight up from Curacao, but I flew the flight from Amsterdam a couple days ago. And doing step climbs on the way across the Atlantic, it would step climb at like Mach 0.87, 0.86, climbing at 2,500 feet a minute. I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of power this airplane has. So we got 7 miles to Atma. So let's see what we get if we try to load the approach. Nothing. Okay, it's kind of what I figured we were going to get. It's kind of what I figured we were going to get. Let's see what happens when the glide slope comes in here a little bit better. I mean, it really should load. It really should arm the approach as we're inbound to the initial approach fix right now, which is Atma, but it's not going to. I didn't really expect it to. The one thing I will give credit for is that the checklist Where is the checklist? For power up, pre-flight, startup, all that stuff is really, really good. It gets pretty thin towards the end of the flight, but that's alright. Juliana traffic, KLM 789 heavy is Atmut inbound, RNAV 10 approach, Princess Juliana. You really got to use your pilot voice when you're when the term heavy is attached to your call sign. And I'm sorry, but there's just not a cooler looking airplane on Earth than the 747. There just isn't. Now it should stay at 2600 to Avaki. And then start a descent. Let's see if it's going to do that. It seems to be doing that.
2500.
And wavering a little bit here. Okay. VREF is 158. So 163 is what we're going to be looking for. Let's see. If once we turn final that we get a descent, because we should. At 160, we're going to be about 850 feet a minute on the descent. Juliana traffic, KLM 789 heavy, turning a 10-mile final, runway 10, Princess Juliana. And I don't think... kind of wandering a bit here. I want 1700 at Lexor, so that's pretty good right there. And approach mode is activated. VNAV path mode, there we go. That is what we're looking for. Alright. So I'm now going to go gear down. Flaps 25.
Landing gear.
Juliana traffic, KLM 79 heavy, 7-mile final, runway 10, Princess Juliana. Alright, this is what we were looking for here. I'm going to dial this down to 700, which is the minimums. And we'll go full flaps. Juliana, traffic KLM 789 heavy 5 mile final runway 10, Princess Juliana. Alright. Gear down, flaps are set. Juliana, traffic KLM 789 heavy 3 mile final runway 10, Princess Juliana.
1,000.
Alright, we're right on the glide slope that we want. Autopilot disconnect. Auto throttles disconnected.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. $500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
I didn't even feel that touchdown. I literally didn't even feel that touchdown. I literally did not even feel that touchdown. Juliana traffic, KLM 789 heavy is going to be back taxiing runway 10 full length, Princess Juliana. I'll be interested to see what sort of landing speed that gives me, because I literally did not feel that airplane touch the ground. And I tell you, what a momentum airplane. You've really got to get this thing in a really good window coming down final, because you just don't want to make big corrections, and it is not really wanting to turn here. I'll let some of this rudder out to try and get some momentum here. Alright, I wish I could I wish I had a landing rate on that. Because that one was pretty smooth. I mean, I heard the 50, 40, 30 coming really quick. And mind you, this is the second time I've landed this airplane. And you get that that call out really, really quick. And it's kind of disorientating, or disorienting as the Americans would say. I am an American. It's kind of disorienting when you're getting that 50-foot call and you feel like you're so high still. It's because of the height of the cockpit. The cockpit is so high in this airplane. Mary's Boon right there. They didn't do a real good job of giving us Mary's Boon. I suppose it probably wasn't their big. See, that's it right there. That's the pool in Mary's Boon. The rest of the building looks like a dungeon. I don't quite know why. But put our flaps up here. So, I mean, for my second 747 landing, that wasn't too bad. And I gotta tell you guys, this airplane is not, if you fly the 737, like the PMDG, I would argue that this plane is actually easier to fly. I would say it's actually easier to fly. I mean, of course, you don't have the advantage of like the loading via the FMC and that sort of stuff. Which is really, really advantageous. But other than that, I mean, like I said, using the in-game checklist to get the airplane fired up is really simple. I don't know that like if you use Simbrief to get your numbers, like your weight and balance, not balance obviously, but you're going to get your cargo and zero fuel weight and all that stuff. There's something that when you go into the weight and balance page in Microsoft Flight Simulator that doesn't quite, like, you get an out of CG notification relatively easily. Maybe that's common for the 747, I don't know. But I do know that it's sort of tricky. It's gonna be real tricky not to run this dude over. Alright, let's set the parking brake here. Come up top, we'll get the APU generators going, we'll get the external power going. We'll come down here and flip the cutoff switches. Should be good to go as far as that goes. Alright, we'll come up top, turn our lights off here. So, relatively satisfied with that. Look at this parking job, ladies and gentlemen. That is not bad either. That is not bad either. Look at this thing next to the. It's like an A319, I think. But yeah, second flight in this airplane. I'm gonna see if Volanta gives me my touchdown speed. Vertical landing rate 317 feet per minute. I don't know. I didn't feel much of anything. I really didn't feel much of anything. It's now time for me to admit that I forgot to set my auto brakes, which is why I almost went off the end of the runway. But all things considered, I thought that was a pretty good approach in landing. Some VNAV issues with the airplane, but an airplane that's a whole lot of fun to fly. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and we will talk soon.